Hey, this is Nate Storey, and today I'm going to talk to you about flow rates using ZipGrow towers in hydroponic systems. So a lot of folks have questions about what kind of flow rates they should be using with ZipGrow towers in hydroponic systems. So if you guys have watched some of our previous videos, we've talked about system cycling and how much turnover you need to have in your total system volume, and how we use towers to calculate that for aquaponic systems. So if you remember back, we said usually we're running 7 to 10 gallons per hour. That's what we recommend in aquaponic systems. And the reason for that is we've got to turn our water over. We've got to keep that nitrification going. We've got to keep our systems healthy and filtering out all the solids. Well, in hydroponic systems, things are a little bit different. We can run much more concentrated nutrient solutions, and we can run them at much lower flow rates. So this does a few things for us. It's really nice, actually. We can run a smaller pump because we're moving a lot less water, and it basically allows us to control drips. It allows us to control how much flow we have going, allows us to use smaller pipe diameters, and it generally just kind of decreases the cost because we're moving a lot less water. So in hydroponic systems, usually what we end up doing is we use a clarifier of some sort, so like a UV clarifier, and then we use just a standard inline filter. So these are the kind of filters that you would use, say, in an irrigation system for your yard to filter out a lot of the solids that tend to clog those membrane-based drip emitters. So what we'll end up using most of the time is about a 2 gallon per hour drip emitter, downstream of a clarifier and downstream of one of these inline filters. And what it does is it gives us nice, clean, clear water in our hydroponic system and allows us to run those membrane-based emitters so we can calculate exactly how much water we're dumping into each tower at a time. Now usually in hydroponic systems that's about 2 gallons per hour. So that's what we shoot for. Now you can run more if you want. Remember, we're running 7 to 10, sometimes as much as 20 in some of our aquaponic systems. But you know, running less can be a lot nice. So run those lower emitters, and I'll warn you, when you have nice mature foliage, when you have plants that are growing very rapidly, they're consuming a lot of water, the weather is hot, maybe your cooling system is having a hard time keeping up, or it's very dry, you're going to have to run higher rates because your plants are transpiring a lot more. They're losing a lot more water from their leaves in the process of photosynthesis and opening up for gas exchange. So run a little bit more. So 2 gallons per hour will typically be sufficient in most systems for mature foliage. If you have really young stuff, 1 gallon per hour will be plenty, or even half a gallon per hour in some instances. So make sure you're running enough water for your plants, but not too much. There's no reason to run more water than you need. So as you're thinking about your system, your hydroponic system, start thinking about the filtration, the clarification that you're going to be using, and then think about drip emitters and what kind of gallons per hour you need to be running. 2 gallons per hour is typically our rule of thumb. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for more videos specifically on hydroponic growing with ZipGrow towers. And as always, if you have any questions, please head on over to the Vertical Food blog, where we're constantly posting lots of in-detail information on these types of subjects.